So we start off being the captain of the ship, and it doesn't go too well. At this point, the ship is getting absolutely beaten, and before our ship explodes, we have to try and sink the others. And just when we think we've won... Yeah, these idiots left explosives on the ship. One of our crew members dies from an assassin, and right before Edward meets the same fate...
Edward. Privateering. Is it dangerous?
Wouldn't pay so nice if it weren't.
Oh, of course Edward can only think about money. And after Edward finally comes to his senses, he swims back up to the surface. Yeah, I have no idea why he's laughing. His ship just got blown up. And here comes the assassin crawling up on shore.
I must get to Havana.
Basically, the assassin just keeps ranting on about how he has to go places and how he'll pay Edward.
You don't have that gold on you now, do you?
Bloody fucking pirates!
We're lucky his pistol was broken, or else the game would have ended right there. And like the loser he is, he runs away, so we have to catch up to him. Little does Edward know he's right behind him, but luckily he's a terrible assassin and he misses, also breaking his hidden blade in the process. And since he's such a terrible assassin, we make quick work of him. Edward finds out that the assassin's name is Duncan Walpole, and he has to go to Havana to collect a reward from some Templars. The Templars don't recognize Duncan Walpole, but they can tell him from his robes. So Edward puts on Duncan's robes, and he's trying to find a way to Havana. But on the way out, we find some guards for our first stealth mission of the video. It would be very embarrassing if I get spotted on the very first stealth mission, so let's just take things patiently. And I can finally say we've made it through the very first stealth mission without being spotted. But anyway, we find Steed Bonnet, and he says that he has a ship that needs a captain. And Edward instantly agrees because he has to get to Havana as soon as he can. So Steed and Edward start swimming to the ship so then they can board it and get to Havana. So we're now on the ship, and we have to find a way to Havana.
Ready yourselves, lad.
Now that we're in Havana, Edward goes to buy a sword and then follows Steed to the bar so Edward can get a few drinks. But Steed hasn't been to Havana for over a year, so he forgets where the bar is. So he asks Edward to climb up to tall buildings, then he can see where it is.
Mate, we're not far.
But some guy starts trying to rob Steed, and we're not going to let that slide. So that was an easy fight, and we returned Steed's wallet to him. And now we can finally make our way to the bar.
Skulk! I've seen your face before. Yous mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your fucking gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Whoa, Edward, calm down.
Whoa! You bastard!
Hey, I warned him.
Okay, let's beat these guys up now.
I've seen bigger arms on a bird.
Unfortunately, the guards see the fight and we have to leave. So we drop a smoke bomb and get away from the bar. So we find a haystack to hide in to get away from the guards. So we find Steed and he tells us that some of the officers from the bar took our stuff and Steed's sugar. So we listen in on some of the officers' conversation, watch someone be hung, and then I knocked this guy out so then I could steal his key. Then we left the fort with Edward's stuff. We returned to Steed and let him know we couldn't get the sugar, but we did get Edward's stuff back. Then after meeting up with the Templars, they gave me a hidden blade and we practiced on some dummies.
You are most welcome.
Come, gentlemen. We have much to discuss.
The Templars take me to this guy named Roberts, and we need to get a sample of his blood so then we can open this thing called the observatory. Basically, the observatory is a hidden area that lets us see what other people can see through their eyes. But while trying to get out of Havana, the assassins come to try and free Roberts.
Take the gunner! Stop him!
So we chase him until he's cornered and has nowhere to run.
Got you!
And we return him back to the Templars.
Quiet.
We'll see him to the prisons, Grand Master.
After that, we decide to have a drink with Steed. But we let Steed know that we have to go because there's someone that we have to find. And now we finally have an actual stealth mission. And right when I was going to double assassinate these two guards, this happened. And unfortunately, that's where the video ends. I don't think this is my fault because I did try and double assassinate them and it only let me kill one of them. I was still spotted, so unfortunately, I'll have to end the video here and I'll see you guys in the next one.